Hello, bonjour everybody. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching my video, and special thanks for those who subscribe to my channel. Today is a Flames of War battle report, and the mission is Vanguard. The point is 105 point, and the two factions are the German and the British. So the special rules for the mission Vanguard is cumulative victory points for both players, the main force for both players, meeting engagement for the first player, scouting force for both players, and Vanguard force for both players. Now, I roll a dice to decide who's the Canadian or the German will be the attacker, and the Canadian roll the highest score, so they are the attacker. From there, the objectives are one Canadian objective be placed on the Canadian side, and one German put one objective on this side as well. Then the Canadian put one objective on the German side, and the German put one objective in the Canadian side. Now, to distribute the force on the table, they said 15% of your entire force will start on the table. So under the 5 point, I decide 15 point is pretty easy because it's 15.5 point to be 15%. So 15 points on the table for both sides. Then you have the Vanguard, and the Vanguard is 35% of your force, so that would bring to 50%. The Vanguard and the Scout force, 53 points. And the Vanguard will arrive on turn 3 for both players. Then on turn 5, you get the remaining, so 50% of your force will arrive on both sides. So we start 15% on the table, 35% is your Vanguard, and 50% is your main force. So the Canadian force consists of two formations, one of a rifle company and one of a Sherman company. They will use 3 command cards. The first command card is Relentless for 2 points per infantry platoon or HQ platoon. So we have a total of 6 points used on command card Relentless. And we have 3 points used for determination. That will do is your Sherman tank, because my formation is Sherman, using the command card, they would remount on the 3+. And the third command card I use is Sexton Field Troops. So instead to use the staff and the priest, we, for -2 points, replace them with the Sexton staff. So on the table, 15 points. We have Rifle Company HQ for 2 points, with the command card 2 is 4 points. And then we have a Rifle Platoon of 9 points, plus 2 points for the command card, so 11 points, total 15 points is my force on the table at the start of the game. My Vanguard force consists of 1 Rifle Platoon of 17, 4 Vickers, 6 3-inch mortar, and 2 Crocodile. Now, the main force would be my formation of Sherman. So the formation HQ of 2 Sherman 75 mm, 1 platoon of 2 Sherman 75 with 1 Firefly, and the second platoon of 2 Sherman with 1 Firefly. And then the support of all that, and will arrive with the main force, is my 3 Sexton, not my 3 Sexton, my 4 Sexton, with 1 observation vehicle, that is a Sherman with a machine gun. For the German, we will use 2 command cards. The first is the SS PanzerGrenadiers for 1 point per platoon of infantry headquarters. Their motivation would change for Confident 4 to Fearless 3. Also for the second command card is the SS Heavy Weapons. And for 1 point, my MJ42 platoon will change from Confident 4 to Fearless 3 for motivation. On the table, I can place only up to 15 points. So I don't have any combination to reach 15 points. The closest I'm going to go is I'm going to place 1 platoon of infantry, so it's 12 points. So for the Vanguard force, it's up 50% total, with including the scout, so it's 53 points. So the remaining 3 points that I didn't place as a scout on the table will be placed with the Vanguard force. So on turn 3, we will have the formation headquarters for the PanzerGrenadier, a platoon of 7 PanzerGrenadier SS, and 4 MG42 SS platoon. Also in the Vanguard, we have 3 Sturmgeschütz with the 7.5 centimeter gun. So that completes my Vanguard. For the main force, we will have 1 Elephant, a platoon of 3 Stug, 2 with the 7.5 centimeter, and 1 with the howitzer. Also, we have 3 Stug howitzer, and to finalize that, we have 4 SDKFZ 251 with the 75 or 7.5 centimeter gun. So that completes the German forces. In the mission Vanguard, it's not necessarily the attacker that do the first movement. It is a roll of the dice, and the highest dice will have to start the game. So we're going to roll, and we get a 6 for the Canadian and a 5 for the German. So the Canadian have the first movement. So the Canadians start the movement, and they start with a movement of cross-country dash from my rifle platoon. And then they try to follow me. They were successful. So they move into the forest over here. On turn 2, they move over here in the water. And they try to do a follow me. They fail. So only the platoon leader is a bit more in front, and the rest is behind. So the Canadian, for them, they move a terrain dash for my rifle company HQ, 8 inches. They did a follow me, they were successful, so they move another 4 inches. On turn 2, they move 8 inches, and they move inside that building. So that's turn 1 and 2 for the Canadian. Let's go see for the German. So turn 1 for the German, they were in the forest over here. They tried to do a blitz, they failed, so they move only 8 inches. And on turn 2, they try again to blitz, they fail, so they move again 8 inches. That's why we have 5 teams inside the castle and 2 teams outside, because that's their maximum 8 inches. And that completes turn 1 and 2 for the German. So turn 3 for the Canadian, and they bring their Vanguard on the table. So beginning of turn 3 for the Canadian, when you bring your Vanguard on turn 3, they have to come from the corner you choose up to 16 inches on each corner from the corner. And from there you move your troops. So for the Vanguard force, my 2 Crocodile advance over there with my rifle platoon and my Vickers platoon. That's the movement for the Vanguard here, and only missing from the Vanguard is my mortar platoon. So the mortar platoon, you move from the center of the map 16 inches and they move behind the hill. Having said that, they are still too far because their maximum range is 40 inches. They will have to get really closer than that to be effective against the German. Now the rifle company HQ did not move from the house over there. And then my rifle platoon that was scout move against, and let's see where they are now. So my rifle platoon move a bit more, less than 8 inches, but they try to be at least further than 16 inches from the castle, so they cannot be shot at from the castle. So they are right here, and on turn 4, they're going to try to dig in. So that completes turn 3 for the Canadian. So for the SS, turn 3, the Vanguard coming on the table. Formation HQ here move from 16 inches the corner, another 8 inches. They try to reach the castle, and then they will have a view of the region to direct artillery fire. Also from the deployment area and from the Vanguard, we have my 2nd platoon of SS PanzerGrenadiers. They move from 16 inches over here. My MG42 move 8 inches from the center of the table. We are not too sure where I want to place them right now, so they are just moving in the center. While my 3 Stug arrive from the road, so they are able to move on the road to road dash 20 inches, so they are at the intersection over here. So they are open to move in any direction to support my German forces. So that complete turn 3 for my Vanguard. My infantry platoon, they all consolidate themselves inside the castle, so everybody's in the castle for now. Beginning of turn 4 for the Canadian, my rifle platoon over here tried to dig in. They were successful, so they are now gone to ground and in their foxhole. My 3-inch mortar platoon here moved 4 inches, and they tried to follow me, and they failed. That's why they rolled only a 2. So they are over here. They try to get close enough so their range cannot be an issue for shooting at the German. At the center of the map, the Canadian crocodile move at dash speed. My rifle platoon move 8 inches and try to follow me, and they were successful. So they are gathering over here. And my 4 Vickers just move 8 inches over there. Now that complete turn 4 for the Canadian. Turn 4 for the German. My infantry platoon, PanzerGrenadiers here, rolled for blitz. They were successful, so they move to a maximum of 12 inches. So they decide to go on the river bank over here. So at the center of the table for the German, my formation HQ PanzerGrenadier SS move into the building, the castle. They try to blitz MG42, they fail, so they move only 8 inches. They fail their blitz for my PanzerGrenadier leaving the castle, so they move only 8 inches into the river. My Stug blitz successful, move 10 inches, and then try to do a follow me as a stormtrooper, and they fail, so they stop right there. So that complete turn 4 for the German. Beginning of turn 5 for the Canadian. So the main force arrive on the table. We have my platoon of Sherman Firefly here, road dash 20 inches. My formation commander, 2 Sherman cross country dash 18 inches. And my platoon of Firefly Sherman cross country dash 18 inches. Also on the table now we have the observation Sherman that move on the hill here, so less than 10 inches. We have our 4 Sexton move on the table, and they just move a bit behind the hill. So that's complete the arrival of my main force. What we already have on the table, my rifle platoon over here did not move or do anything. They are still gun to ground and in foxhole. Here my mortar, they did dig in and they were successful, so now gun to ground and they are dig in. At this end of the table, they did move 8 inches and do a follow me, successful, so they are at the edge of the forest. My rifle platoon move 8 inches, so 2 teams are inside and the rest is outside. My team leader move inside, so move 4 inches, try to follow me and fail. So they have 2 teams inside with the team leader for 3 teams, and the rest is behind the building. My crocodile here moved just over the objective to use the stone wall as hiding. And then we will look at shooting. Only the crocodile will shoot at this time because they are the only one in range. And they will try to hit the SS PanzerGrenadier. So my crocodile is going to use a main gun, 2 shots. They are less than 16 inches, so they are hit on 4. They are concealed, so hit on 5. 1 and 4, so nothing happened. That complete turn 5 for the Canadian. They are now holding the objective because they are less than 4 inches from the objective. And they did not arrive dash speed, or they are not bailed out or pinned down. So we can give 1 point for the Canadian. Beginning of turn 5 for the German. So the main force are joining the battle. We have the elephant here, start 16 inches from the corner and move 8 inches. We have the Stug howitzer move into the battlefield over here. And we have at the far end here my 2 Stug 7.5 with the howitzer move at cross-country dash speed. We have my 3 7.5 troop transport that move dash speed over here behind the castle. So that is all my main troops coming into the battle. So now let's look at the movement for the rest of the troops. So the movement, moving 8 inches, my heavy machine gun move into the castle. My PanzerGrenadier that was in the river try blitz, this was successful. So they move 8 inches after that, so they are 4 teams inside the house here, and the rest is behind. My 3 Stug here try cross at the 3+. All 3 were successful, so they are in the forest, and they are in range to shoot at the Sherman over there. So let's go shooting for the German. So the PanzerGrenadier have 2 teams per floor, so 4 teams, 8 shot, hit the rifle platoon on the 4+. So we have 5 hit, so they are pinned down. Now we're going to distribute them. It's 1 for that platoon, that team here, 1 for the Piat, 1 for the mortar, and 1 for each team. The team here is not be seen by the PanzerGrenadier. So we're going to try all 3 teams. This team first on the 3+. It's safe. The Piat is safe. The mortar team is safe. And the last 2 teams, they are all safe. They are all safe, but now pinned down. My elephant is 24 inches from the crocodile. They are concealed, so hit on 4, 5 for distance, 6 for the concealment. So we need to roll 6. We roll a 3, so nothing happened. We have the 3 Stug with the 7.5. They're going to try to hit the Firefly over here. The Firefly is hit on 4, now hit on 5 for distance. So we have a 6, 4, 4, so there's 1 hit. So the Canadian going to try to do mistaken target, so they're going to try to swap it to the Sherman beside on the 3+. He got a 5, so he swept to the Sherman. So the front armor is 6 against 11, 7 for distance, so we need to roll at least a 4 to equal, or better to save. He got a 4, so he can only be bailed out. For that, we need to roll a 3+. He got a 1, so nothing happened. That's complete. Turn 5 for the German. Beginning of turn 6 for the Canadian. We will start with the pin down unit. We have only the rifle platoon, so we need to roll a 3+. We get a 1. They stay pinned down, so they cannot move. Now we're going to do movement all the troops and get ready for shooting. Now we're going to prepare artillery. I put the range in A and B. So A is for the 3 inches mortar, and B is for the sexton right in front of that Stungisches. The reason for that is I have to be at least 4 inches from my own team when they fire. So I'm going to range in for those. So the 3-inch mortar do their own aiming point. They can see it. So they need to roll a 4 because they are skilled 3. And because of the terrain, they need 4. So first roll, we roll a 6. So they are ranging on the first attempt. Now we see 3 teams in the back outside, and the first 2 teams inside the building here because they just clipped the corner. So we have 5 teams we can hit. So 5 PanzerGrenadiers, they are hit on 4. So let's roll. We have only 1 team hit. you need to do is safe. It's 6, so they are safe but pinned down. Now by 3 Stug, they can be hit. They are hit on 4. 1 hit. The top armor of the Stug. So the top armor of the Stug is 1. And the 3-inch mortar. And tank is 1, so basically I need to roll a 1 and it's going to be safe, so there's no need for that. So that's complete for my 3-inch mortar. My sexton now need to range in. The observation vehicle is a 3+ skill. The sexton is 3 skill. So we need to roll at least a 3 because of the terrain. We need to roll a 4. We got a 3 first attempt, second attempt a 1, and third attempt a 3. So we did not range in with the sexton. Now my platoon of Sherman Firefly here did not move, so they are long range, so they have a +1, and the Stug are concealed, so they are +1 for that as well. So they will need to roll a 6 to hit. 3, 4, 1, 1, 4, 2, 3, so there's no hit. My 2 command vehicle here need to roll 6 to hit. They have 2 hit. Now their instinct is for the Sherman 10. We are 7, 8 because they are distance. So we need to roll at least a 2 or better. You got a 5, 6, so they miss. Nothing happened. My platoon here of 1 Firefly, 2 Sherman, 1 shot each, and they are, I think, less than 16 inches. So they just need to roll a 5+. You got a 6 from one of the Sherman. So it's a 10 against 7, so 3+. You got a 6, so it's fine. So that complete shooting over here. So at this end of the table, my Vickers will need 7+, so I will let them go to ground. Here my 2 guys here, 2 shot each, they are less than 16. So they need to hit on 6. They have 1 hit. They need to do a save for the PanzerGrenadier. They got a 6, so they are safe, and they are not pinned down. So because I decided not to shoot, I'm going to try to dig in. So you need the 4+. You got a 3. So they are just gone to ground, but not dig in. So that complete turn 6 for the Canadian. They are still on 1 objective, so they get 1 victory point for this turn. So now they have 2 victory points. Beginning of turn 6 for the German, they have only 1 unit pinned down or bail out is my SS PanzerGrenadier in the house here. So I need to roll a 3. I was successful, so they are not pinned down anymore. Now for the movement, I have my platoon of Stug with a Howitzer here. They tried to blitz, they were successful, so they moved 4 inches. My KFZ 251 blitz and move 10 inches on top, so they are right here on the bottom of the hill, try to move toward the rifle platoon over there. So that's the entire movement for the German. We're going to go shooting, first of all, with my Howitzer, Stug Howitzer, artillery shooting toward the Canadian. So my SS formation commander is from the castle over there. He can see the objective, the range in. So they are skilled 3. My Howitzer are skilled 3. And with the terrain, we need to roll a 4 to range in. And we have a 5 on the first attempt. So we are range in. What we can see is, we can see those 2 teams of mortar. So they are hit on the 4. So we need to roll 2 dice to hit on the 4. So we got a 4 and 5, so there's 2 teams has been hit. Their save is 3. So we have 3 and 1. So 1 is possible. My Howitzer firepower is 3, so we need to roll a 3 to destroy. And get a 4, so one team is destroyed. So we're going to try to hit the observation vehicle. Is hit on the 4, so we need to roll a 4 to hit. We get a 5. His top armor is 1, and the Stuggerwitzer is 3, so we need to roll at least a 2 plus to possible bail or save. We get a 4, so it's safe. Next, we have the sexton. 3 of them are under the template, so we have 3 dice, and we hit the sexton on the 4 plus. So we get 5, 5, 2, so 2 hit, 1 is not hit. The top armor of the sexton is 0, and the anti-tank is 3, so we need to roll at least a 3 plus to save. Get a 5, he is safe, and it's a possible. So to destroy, we need to roll a 3 plus. We roll a 1, he's only bail out. So that complete firing from the howitzer. So my Stug here going to try to fire at that platoon. The last one will be firing over his own, so he cannot. So we have 2 Stug, 2 shots each at the platoon over there. So we hit on the 4 plus. We get 3 hits, so each one gets 1. So there's no swap, because we're going to just change Firefly for the Sherman and Sherman onto the Firefly. So we're going to try to do is, starting from the far end, need to roll at least a 5 plus to be safe or bail out. So the first time, he can be destroyed. The second, the Firefly, he got a roll 4, he can be destroyed. And the last one got a 6, so he's safe. So the Firefly and the last Sherman at the far end can be destroyed. For that, we need to roll a 3 plus for the Sherman. No, it's bail out. And for the Firefly, we need to roll a 3 plus to destroy. And get a 5. So one Firefly is destroyed, and the Sherman is bail out. Now the last Stug, we're going to try to hit the Firefly over here. So we need to roll a 5 at least to hit. Get a 5 and 1, so 1 hit. So we're going to try to swap to the Sherman beside on the 3 plus. He did. So it's 6, 7 for distance against 11. So we need to roll at least a 4 to be possible or better to save. Got a 2, so he can be destroyed. That's need to roll the 3 plus to destroy. Got a 1, he bail him out. So that complete for those 3 Stug. So my platoon here of Stug howitzer that blitz are less than 28 inches, less than 32 inches to reach, so they can shoot, except the howitzer, his range is 24, so it's up about here. So we have 2 shots each, and we need to hit on the 4 for the Sherman, 5 for distance, and 6 for concealment. So 4 shots, we need to roll a 6. We got 2 hit, so 1 each Sherman. So that's the left, that's the right side. So to save, it's a 6, 7 for distance. So we need to roll at least a 4 to be safe. Get a 5 is safe. Get a 2, it's a possible. We need to roll a 3 to destroy. You get a 6, he is destroyed. My elephant will fire 2 shots at the crocodile. They hit on a 6, because hit on 4, distance 5, and concealment 6. So we need to roll 6 with the elephant. You get a 4-2, so they miss both shots. Now the last one to shoot is my PanzerGrenadier in the house. Here my SS PanzerGrenadier, they are not pinned down, they haven't moved, so they can shoot at full rate. There's 4 teams in the house, so it's 12 shots. My mistake here, I should have took my rifle company that are failed, they are pinned down, try to move them behind here, or at least try to dig in. So my mistake. So they are hit on 4, I get 12 shot. Well, let's see. This is not a hit. This is not a hit. This is not a hit. So that's all the hit. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shot. So let's put them to each one. So the only one I did not put one is him because they are hiding, so they don't see him, they cannot hit. 3 in the house, so 1 each team, and everybody got 1 except the Piat got 2 because I have extra, and he cannot receive 1. Now I'm going to try to do a save on the 3 plus for those 2. 1 is destroyed. Now my mortar team, I need 3 to save. It's safe. My Piat, I need 3 to save. 5, 4, they are safe. My team over here need a 3 to save. It's safe. The last 3 team in the house need 3 to save. 1 fail, but because they are in bulletproof cover, we need to roll a 6 to destroy. And we got 5, so it's safe. But they are actually still pinned down. So that complete turn 6 for the German. They don't touch any objective, so they are still with 0 point victory point. Turn 7 for the Canadian. Beginning of turn 7 for the Canadian. We're going to start at this end of the table. We have the 3-inch mortar pinned down, so we need to roll at least a 4 to unpin. Roll a 2, so they stay pinned down. We have one of the sexton. He is out, so we need to see if we can put him back in. And the sexton is confident 3, so we need to roll at least a 3 to bring it back in. So we got the 3, so they are back in. We can see right here that my Sherman is bail out. We need to remount, and he need only a 3 plus to remount. They get a 5, he remount. And if he will add fail, the formation commander is right beside, he could add re-roll for that. So now we're going to move toward the middle of the map. At the end of the map here we have this platoon of Sherman. He is the only one left, so we need to do a last 10. Last 10 for him is 4 plus. He failed, but because the formation commander is right beside him here, so less than 6 inches, he can re-roll his last 10. He got a 2, so he failed again, so he leaves the battlefield. The last thing we need to check is my infantry here. He need to rally, and he rally on the 3 plus. He got a 3, so they are not pinned down anymore. So that complete everything that is pinned down or bail out. So we're going to do movement now. Movement is complete for the Canadian. The platoon of Sherman move near the forest, so the platoon of Sturgishes with howitzer cannot shoot at it, and the formation commander did follow suit. So we're going to start with the artillery. My mortar team is still pinned down, so cannot do anything, but my sexton can try to range in and do a bombardment. So for that, we need to roll at least a 4. You got a 5 on the first attempt. So we have 3 infantry team outside and 2 inside the building. So we're going to start to the 3 outside. We need to roll a 4 to hit. They got 2 hit. They need a 3 to save. They have a 3 and 6. They are safe. Inside the building, there's 2 that can be hit, and 1 is hit. So we need a 3 to be safe. You got a 4 is safe. but the unit is pinned down even if they haven't lost any team. Now the two Sherman from the formation commander, we fire at the Stug. They hit on 4, 5, 6 for the stand, so 2 shots each. Needs 1 shot each, need a 6. Get 1 hit. So the anti-tank for the Sherman is 10 against 7, so distance 8. So we need to roll at least a 2 to be safe. You got a 5, so nothing happened to them. The platoon of Sherman Firefly gonna shoot. They need to hit on 6 as well. You got 1 hit. And like for the formation commander, we need to roll at least a 2 to be safe. And got a 3, so he is safe. So that completes shooting artillery and tank over here. We're gonna move in the center of the table. Here on the center of the table, my infantry move behind the house. I'm gonna try to hit the 3 team inside here over there, so they have 1 shot each because the unit moved partially. And so it's 3, and they need to hit on the 5 because they are less than, they hit on the 4 and they are concealed. They have 2 hit, so we need 3 to save. 6 and 2, 1 possible, we need to roll a 6 and get a 4, so he is safe. So that complete the turn for the German, the Canadian, and they have 1 more. That complete the turn for the Canadian. They have 1 more victory point because they hold 1 objective. So now they have 3 victory points. So turn 7 for the German. Let's start with the movement. My PanzerGrenadiers in the building over here were pinned down. I roll a 3+, so they're unpinned. They move just a little bit, so they are less than 4 inches from the objective, so they are contesting the objective, so they will get victory point at the end of their turn. My KFZ 251 move less than 4 inches from the second objective, so they are contesting the objective. They will get 1 victory point because for the mission Vanguard, it's not an obligation that the enemy is not contesting. They can be contesting the objective at the same time and still get a victory point. I have my 3 Stug move over here, so they all move, so they have movement. Shooting rate is moving, so that's it is for my movement. Also my elephant tried to blitz and they were successful, so he moved 4 inches. So let's go shooting, and we're gonna start with the artillery. So it's a repeat bombardment, so we need to re-roll save if they save. So look, we have only 1 mortar platoon that is under the template, so we need to roll at least a 4 to hit. We have a 3, so it's safe. My Sherman, that is the observer, need a 4+. You get a 5, so it's hit. Now the top armor is 1. My Stug Wizard anti-tank is 3 top armor, so we need to roll at least a 2+ to save. Get a 6, so it's fine. My 3 sexton are under the template, so they need to roll 4 to save. No. My 3 sexton are under the template, so they need to roll a 4 to hit. So we need 3 dice and need to hit on the 4+. 5, 4, 1, so they are hit 2 times. They need to do armor save, they are 0, so they need to roll a 3. You got a 4 is fine, and the other one got a 2, it is possible. So we need to roll a 3+ to destroy. You got a 4, so that is destroy. So my KFZ machine gun going to try to hit the infantry. They have 3 shots each because they move, and the rate of fire is 3 each. So we need to hit on 4, 5 because they are gun to ground, and 6 because they are concealed in their trench. So we need to roll 6. We have 1, 2, 3 hit. They need to do their save on the 3+. They failed 2, so we need firepower, and we need to roll 6. You got a 3 and 2, they are fine, but they have 3 hit. Now my 3 Stug and the Howitzer, they have 2 shots each with the machine gun, so we need to roll 6 dice, and we hit on the 6. You got 1 hit, so not enough to pin down. You need to do is save, and the 3 is save. So they have 4 hit, but not enough to pin them down. Now when we look at it, I have my heavy machine gun in the house here. He can see without hitting by his own troops this way. So they're going to try to hit him. So they have 6 shots each. So we have 14, 6 shots each. So it's a 24 shot. We'll start with 12. You need to hit on 7. So no hit, because they are at least 16 inches. You're going to re-roll. You need to roll 6 plus a 5 plus. We got 2 hit, so we need to roll at least 5 plus to hit, because they are hit on 7. So we need to roll at least a 5. Got 4, 4, so they are not hit, so they still have 4 hit, so they are not pinned down. So that complete on this side of the table. Everybody shoot. We're going to go see the Stug and my infantry over there. So my 3 Stug in the forest here, going to try to hit the Firefly. So they hit on 4, 5 for distance. You have 3 hit, so 1 each tank here. So 1 for Firefly, 1 for the Sherman, and 1 for the Sherman. Now their save is, I think, 11 against 6, so they need 7 for the distance, so they need at least 4 to be safe. So we're going to start with the Firefly. Need to roll at least a 4. Got a 3, if possible destroy. The second one, got a 4, so he can be bailed out, and the third one, got a 3, he can be destroyed. So we're going to go with the Firefly. He is destroyed. And the Sherman over here, he is bailed out. So the complete shooting with the Stug. So the elephant is more than 16 inches, so he need to hit on the 4, 5 for distance, and 6 for concealment. So we need to roll at least a 6 to hit. Got 1, 2, so he missed both shots. We're going to just move it a bit like this. Now my SS PanzerGrenadier in the building here, going to fire at the building over here, because they are concealed and bulletproof cover. They are hit on 4, hit on 5. It's 3 shots per team, so 1 team, there's 4 teams inside. 2, 3, 4 teams. So we need to hit on 5. 1. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hit, so they are pinned down. Now only the people inside the building are being seen by my PanzerGrenadier. So I'm going to just roll their save. It's 2 per team. You need to save on the 4+. So 3 fail and 2 pass. They need to do firepower, and we need to roll at least a 6. You got a 6, 5, 5. So 1 is destroyed, and the 2 other are safe. So we're going to remove 1 team. So that complete turn 7 for the German. Now they are less than 4 inches on 2 objectives. So on turn 7 they get 2 victory points. Beginning of turn 8 for the Canadian. So the 3-inch mortar is pinned down. We need to rally. So we need to roll at least a 4. We get a 4, so they unpin. Now we have the Sherman that is bailout. We need to remount, and we'll remount on the 3+. We got a 2, he failed, but the formation commander is right beside, so he can re-roll. He got a 5, so he remount. Last unit that is pinned down or bailout is my rifle platoon in the house over there, so we need to roll a 3+. Got a 4, so it's not bailout anymore. The Canadian decided not to move any unit, so we're going to go with shooting. First we're going to shoot with the artillery, so the mortar team. It's a repeat bombardment. So they hit. On top of that, I forget about it, they have 5 teams, so they re-roll their fail. So 5 teams hit on 4, re-roll fail. So 2 fail, we can re-roll. And 1 pass, the other fail again. So we're going to distribute. There's 3 teams outside, so 1 each, and 1 inside. So we have to re-roll safe, so we're going to start with the 3 teams outside. So the first team is destroyed. Second team is destroyed. And third team is safe. So we destroyed 2 teams. The team inside the building is safe, but they are pinned down. Now my sexton, I'm going to try to shoot. They hit on 4, so we got 3 shots because there's 3 sexton left. And we have 1 hit. So we're going to put it outside. We need to roll at least a 3+ to save. And we need to re-roll. So with 2 dice, 6 and 5, they are safe. So that completes the artillery, sexton, and my 3-inch mortar. So my 2 platoon of Sherman, the formation commander, and the platoon beside, it's all Sherman. Instead to roll in 2 times, to make it fast, we're going to roll 4 dice. And we're going to roll 8 dice, and we need to hit on the 5+. So we got 2 hit. It stands against 7. It stands 8. So we need to roll at least a 2+ to be safe. 4 and 6, all 3 Stug are safe. Shooting, nobody else going to shoot. We're going to just stay there, and it's 1 victory point for the Canadian at the end of their turn. So they lead 4 victory points against 2. So the German have only 1 team that is pinned down, is my infantry team. They need to roll at least a 3+. Roll a 4, so they are not pinned down anymore, so they're going to move. So we're going to start with the German repeat bombardment. They have only 3-inch mortar team under the template, so it's 1 roll. Need to roll a 4+. It's safe. Now, the observation Sherman hit on the 4+. Is hit. His top armor is 1 against anti-tank 3. So it is a possible destroy if we hit a 3+. 1, so he's bailed out. We have 2 sexton under the template. They are hit on the 4+. 1 hit. He need top armor 0, so you need to roll at least a 3. He rolled a 4, so he is safe. The shooting, my Stug will try to hit the Sherman, and they have 2 shots each. They hit on 4 and 5 for distance. Got 3 hit. No, 2 hit. Let's redo that, because I lost track on it. So they hit on 5, they have 6 shots. They have 1 hit. 10 against 11. 6 against 11, 7. So we need to roll a 3+. And it's fine. So all that for no reason. We are done. My next one we're going to shoot is the Elephant. The Elephant tried to do a blitz. It was successful. So now it's less than 16 inches from the Crocodile. So 2 shots. Need to hit on 4, 5 for concealment. Got 4-2. He missed both shots. So we'll stay there with the German. So end of turn 8. 2 victory points because they are less than 4 inches from each objective. Beginning of next turn for the Canadian. And right now they have 4 victory points and the German have 4 victory points. When we look at Vanguard special rules, it said that the combined total of both players' victory points reach 9 or more. So at the end of the Canadian turn, they will have 5 victory points, again 4, for a total of 9. So that will give victory for the Canadian. Now when we look at the rules and the game, I think for a German to have a chance to win, when they reach the house over there in the middle of the map, they should have positioned themselves to start to get victory point. They did not. And probably that caused them loss for the game. If I was to play it, I think from turn 3 or 4 that I was in position to be close enough, I should have bring my troops at least to be less than 4 inches from the objective and start to count victory point. That's what the Canadians did. They went and reached the objective in my German territory and start to accumulate victory point. If I was to redo the game for the German, for sure, I will have went that way, 2 victory points per turn. After that, will that be easy win. So that complete my battle report. The Canadian won 5-4 in victory point. I hope you enjoy. If you have any comments, any mistake in my part, please feel free to mark it in the bottom. I hope you enjoy. I'll see you in the future with our next battle report. Thank you very much, all.